Welcome back to Maggie and Perloff. We're live from Radio Row at the Final Four. And Perloff, there is one blue blood remaining in this Final Four. Obviously, it's UConn, and we are so pleased to be joined now on the phone by their former Hall of Fame coach, a three-time national champion, Jim Calhoun, good enough to join us. Coach, I can't imagine how thrilled you are to see the Huskies back in the Final Four.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. It's nice to see us back to, I shouldn't say where we belong because it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get there. But it's great. Danny's done a terrific job. The kids have done a great job. And the biggest thing is to get to the Final Four, and I was fortunate enough to go there 4 times, is to get a team that's really talented and a team that's together, and most importantly, understands who it is. And we do that, and I think we're the best team in America right now, and I guess we have a weekend to prove it.
Coach, Maggie mentioned blue blood. What does that term mean to you when you hear college basketball blue blood?
It means Connecticut. It means Kentucky. It means North Carolina and Duke. It means Kansas. I'm not sure it's still, because it's been so long, it means UCLA, but it means the teams that have accomplished a lot over a period of time. And I'm being a little bit partial here, but over the past, since 1999, this is our sixth trip to the Final Four. So I think we're blue blood without question, with the kind of players we've had and the things that have happened, and couldn't be proud of what Danny and the team is doing this year. And I think it adds to the fact that we are true blue blood.
Coach, when you made Final Four trips and won championships, how does that help you in recruiting? It must be like the 4 teams here this weekend, the coaches must be using this to try to get the next generation of great players there as well.
If they're not, they're making a mistake. Somebody goofed up. No, but I think that the thing it certainly does attract kids. But the most important things to us would be Kemba Walker or Ray Allen or Rip Hamilton, et cetera, Jordan Hawkins today. Those kind of things, and the kids see them going on to the NBA career, that may be as important as anything else. And here's what's happening. When you're there, the nation goes from 364, which are the number of Division I teams, down to 4. And all of a sudden, in every place in America, they know your name, and they know your game, and they certainly know your players. And that makes a big difference in recruiting, no question.
We're talking to the Hall of Fame coach, Jim Calhoun, formerly of the UConn Huskies, here on Radio Row at Houston. And, Coach, UConn has steamrolled through this tournament. They've been winning by a margin of like 22 points, basically, on average. In the past, that has not been a recipe for success in the Final Four. Why could that be different for UConn?
Well, because they're the best team. The reason that they're winning so big is, A, they believe in themselves. They're on an incredible roll. The one thing we're doing now, we're not going down the road, and we're not going up the road. We are going straight downhill. We're on an incredible momentum drive that I've seen over the past time. We had one hiccup in the lost 2-point game to Creighton in the Big East tournament, but since we made the turnaround, after losing 6 out of 7 in January, we're an incredible team. And here's, in my opinion, what's happened. We had a great group of talented kids that after a great 14-0 start, stubbed their foot, but then started to believe in themselves, started to readjust to determine who we are, and what we do. And everybody started to believe that if I do my job, we will do a team job. And they've done that incredibly well. And Danny's done a great job of pushing the right buttons. And right now, I don't have any question that we're the best team in the country. And I do think it takes a lot of people buying in to make that happen, and we certainly have.
Coach, the way you describe it, it's almost as if different parts of the season you have a different team. Is that how teams work through the year? You might start one way and be a different place, and obviously you want to be at the top in March, but it almost feels like the Huskies have been a different team at different parts of the season.
Yeah, the first part of the season, we were just getting going, but we beat very good teams, including Alabama, et cetera, et cetera. And then we got to the league, and we got beat up a little bit and lost our confidence, and that 1 or 2 losses became 3 or 4 losses, and things happen. I can still remember quickly with Kemba Walker, that 2011 team. We went over to Maui and beat a very good Wichita State team, beat a Michigan State team with Tommy Izzo, and then Kentucky by 20. And then we came back. We had a lot of young people. In the middle of the season, kind of the same thing happened. We stumbled off foot. And pretty soon, though, by the time this season ended, we grew up quick after having some setbacks. We went on to win 11 straight, 5 days in the Big East, and then 6 in the NCAA tournament for an incredible year for us. And I just think that a lot of teams change during the season. If you don't evolve you stop. You never want to stop. You want to keep evolving. And even if you have to take a step backwards to go forward, you got to do that. And I think the guys readjusted. Danny did a great job with that. And the players, though, that's the most important thing. Do the players buy in? I think there's no question. Sanogo knew his role better. He's going to score the ball when he gets it. Hawkins has to develop more and more confidence. He's shooting 51% in 4 NCAA tournament games from the 3. So, I mean, yeah, they bought in. Kids coming off the bench know what their job is. And once again, I think we're a team right now with a great deal of momentum. Does it guarantee us anything? Nothing. What it guarantees you is the opportunity to play 80 minutes of basketball and have something great come at the end, as you guys described it, standing on that ladder.
Coach Calhoun with us just for a few more minutes here as we're on Radio Row. He's going to be out in Houston soon, or tomorrow rather. Coach, I've been lucky enough to interview you a few times throughout the years, and I noticed that in the way that you talk about Kemba Walker is always just maybe a little bit different than the rest of your guys. I'm not going to ask you to pick favorites because I know that would be impossible, but is there something about Kemba that you feel stands out even over some of the other amazing runs you've had?
We've had great players, Caron Butler, Ben Gordon, Ray Allen. I mean, the great players that we've had. But Kemba Walker is one of the most unique human beings I've ever met. Was a great leader for us. He was fearless. You know, he was one of those guys that I used to call him the velvet sword. He had that big smile so you didn't know you're getting cut. And you know what I'm saying? Because he competed so well. I still remember the younger players he had that year, Shabazz Napier and some of these guys, and goes on to play in the NBA himself. But how they followed Kemba around because he really was an incredible person. And by the way, when he got into the gym, he was home. He smiled because he loved competing. He loved playing basketball. Yeah, I mean, I've had some great players. I've been so fortunate to have so many great kids, and that's how you win championships. And but Kemba, as a human being, as a basketball player, as a 5-time All-Star in the NBA, very special guy, very special guy.
Coach, last one for you, and this one comes from an article I was reading that Danny Hurley was talking about. His one wish is when you get to Houston that you and him and Gino Auriemma pose for a photo together. Would you make that happen? I know you and Gino haven't exactly been the best of friends over the years, but will you make that happen for Coach Hurley?
Well, we'll see if he wins. You know, I don't grant wishes unless you fulfill your promise. My promise to Danny, who I love to death, is fulfilling. I make no guarantees in life. I've been through too many things and too many losses and wins and stuff. I don't think anybody really gives a damn. But regardless of that, I just want to be there rooting Danny, team, and more importantly, UConn on.
Coach, it's been a thrill. We always feel privileged when we get to talk to you. Thank you so much, and good luck to the Huskies in the Final Four.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach.